Sa pa may foul, and he can't believe it.
Yeah, that's why life is so tough for guys like Rudy and Enrico and Willie Wilson, even Yadzi. As you mentioned, Rudy has to guard Washington, and if he's not doing that, he has to stop guys like Dorian Peña.
Exactly.
Well.
He's the last line of defense, or at least on that particular play. Kasi nakawala si Dorian Peña from Enrico Villanueva.
There's Ato Agustin.
You know, and the problem with Barangay Ginebra is that when they're switching against the big men of San Miguel, dalawa lang ang nakakapag-switch, no? It's just Hatfield at saka si Rico Villanueva, because the other three small guys aren't going to be able to give you too much beef in terms of defending the big guys of San Miguel.
Remember, Ronald Tubid is always starts at the 3 spot para sa Ginebra. Now here's Kagiwa to Villanueva. Villanueva bobbled the basketball, and it's a turnover. Bola ngayon na kay Ontiveros. You can imagine the amount of confidence he gained from that Game 2 performance, and a confident turnaround for Dondon Ontiveros.
But you just hit the nail on the head. You talked about the confidence of Dondon Ontiveros. Kagiwa was all over it. That was good defense by Kagiwa. You couldn't ask anything more from the Spark. At yet, nakakuha pa ng basket si Ontiveros.
2-point game para sa San Miguel. Early moments of the opening quarter. Villanueva has been very active on offense. Here's Hatfield. Hatfield fires. That's a three.
You know, a very rare shot coming from the H-bond from the outside. But he had all day to aim. And that's important. If you're the defender and you're going to allow someone like a Rudy Hatfield to have all day long to aim, you know, it's almost like giving him a nice percentage shot.
Boy, you know, yung conditioning ni Rudy Hatfield talagang really put to the test in this series.
Oh, yes.
There's Washington. He is just the biggest thorn on the side of Ginebra in this conference.
And you see what happened there. When the ball entered that shaded area, it drew Rudy Hatfield to go inside to help out defensively and on the boards, and it allowed Jay Washington his shot outside. Ginebra players looking all pumped up.
2-point game para sa Ginebra as we approach the 7-minute mark of the opening quarter. Darwin Santos hounded by Tubid.
Oh, look at this mismatch, however. And Santos is going to be very comfortable taking that outside shot against a much smaller Tubid. It looks like he fouled. Frustration foul.
So first personal foul laban kay Arwin Santos.
You know,
the
to show
first
you,
team foul against San Miguel.
I was just going to say, Miko, to show you how evenly matched this series is, right now, 4 players from both sides have scored. So maganda yung distribution and scoring. But only one person hasn't scored for Ginebra, and that's Mike Cortez, who actually went scoreless last time out.
It's Ontiveros against Mike Cortez. Nice elevation by Dondon, and there's a loose ball foul here. It will go against Ontiveros. Second team foul laban sa San Miguel.
You know, and Coach Ato Agustin is going to remember those 2 fouls given up first by Arwin Santos and Dondon Ontiveros. They were useless fouls, and those are going to add up to the team foul total of San Miguel.
So the foul is against Dorian Peña, kanyang unang personal foul, 13 fouls against the Beermen, sending Rudy Hatfield to the line, and Hatfield has been a very busy man dito sa opening quarter.
You know, Miko, I'd be interested to find out how Willie Miller is going to respond to his new role coming off the bench in this series. Is he going to come out firing? Is it going to come out flat? Well, remains to be seen.
Time out muna tayo. Back in a moment. Halos nakakalahati na tayo sa opening quarter. You see that mammoth crowd as we send you back to Patricia.
With the team's backs against the wall, Coach Jong knows his squad's got all the motivation to win this crucial game. Against San Miguel, they've always made runs to catch up, like what you guys have been talking about. Ginebra hopes that they can make a run to take the lead instead. Now, when the players were huddled up before entering the playing court, Ginebra's battle cry was together because they know it'll take a total team effort. And Eric Mank also is aware of that. That's why he's sacrificing and playing tonight. He's only at 70%, but Ginebra is hoping to use him even more. Miko?
So yan ang sigaw ng Ginebra, ha? Sama-sama, together, kapit-bisig. Walang kukurap.
Bawat oras, sama-sama, sa hirap at ginhawa.
Siyempre, gusto sila, puro ginawa na. Panahirap na nga sila first 2 games.
Tama, not only that. First 4 games of the competitions against San Miguel this conference.
Now, again, it is imperative for Ginebra to have that strong start. Sinabi ni Coach Jongo Chico, they cannot afford to play catch-up against San Miguel in any context. Now, here's Washington pulling up. No go, long rebound, napulot ni Arwin Santos.
And that's where those long arms of Arwin Santos come into play. You know, he was able to reach in for that ball way ahead of Ronald Tubit.
Hindi nga yumuko eh.
Bumping and grinding player down on the floor. Pero kanina, no, si Jay Washington taking that outside shot. Hatfield is probably gonna give him that kind of shot. Although Hatfield approached him a little bit to bother that shot. Remember back in game number 2, Washington 4 out of 10 from 3-point distance.
Si Rico Villanueva ang tinawagan ng foul kanina. Shot clock down to 6. Washington has the ball. Shot clock down to 4 and a getaway by Washington.
You know, that's the problem. Rudy Hatfield sticking to him very closely to prevent the jump shot. When you're sticking to a man that closely, the man is able to extricate so much more easily with good lateral movement and spin moves.
Almost a turnover. And we're more than halfway through the opening period. Lamang ng 4 ang Ginebra. Arwin Santos is in trouble, and it will be last touch on Ginebra's defense.
9 seconds on the shot clock of San Miguel.
9 seconds to make a basket.
Here's Ontivera, shot clock down to 8. A block by Cortez. Four-point game para sa Ginebra. 14-10. That pass tapped away by Peña. Here's Ontiveros. The pass too high for Arwin Santos. And takbo Ginebra dito. Here's Kagiwa. Kagiwa steps on the brakes. Kagiwa one-on-one against Cabagnot. Cross-court pass. Tubit for 3. No go. And Ginebra will reset. Bola napulot ni Arwin Santos.
That's 2 deflections now on those errant passes of Barangay Ginebra. Ginebra's taking too many chances in those long passes, huh? I think the problem is when you have those long passes, it means there's not enough movement in the half court by Barangay Ginebra, and they're looking to go to where the man is rather than the man going to where the ball is. And here's the guy we were talking about just before the first timeout, or the earlier timeout, si Willie Miller. Let's see what he brings to the table, coming off the bench.
Ang pinalitan ni Willie Miller si Mike Cortez. Now here's Kagiwa. So Kagiwa and Miller are both in the game, and Mark Kagiwa scores his 6th point. Four minutes remaining in the opening quarter.
Jay Washington actually asked for a clear out, and he'll score again. You know, the problem with Washington is that when he gets the clear out, that last line of defense has to be extended outside of the shaded area to prevent him from coming too close. Useless, didn't it? If you come to stop him and he's that close to the basket, it's going to be 2 points.
Now Tubit responds at may 5 puntos na ngayong gabi si Ronald Tubit. Back to a 6-point lead para sa Ginebra. Cabagnot operating here. Cabagnot firing away. Rebound Kagiwa. Here comes Hatfield. Hatfield attacks. Hatfield trying to go for an acrobatic layup.
But smart move by Rudy Hatfield. There was contact and he wanted to make sure he would go to the line for free throws. But I think the best thing that could have happened in this move by Rudy Hatfield was he got the foul from Jay Washington. His nemesis in this series.
Gusto ko sana sabihin, tumuputi ang buhok ni Rudy kay Washington, pero hindi eh. malinis ng pagkaahit ng ulo ni Rudy.
Hindi rin nga tumutubo eh.
Denok Miranda and Joseph Yo coming in, and this is a championship caliber backcourt. Remember, Denok and Joseph helped Santa Lucia win a championship years ago. So sanay sila sa big games without a shadow of a doubt. Now here's Denok without the headband, by the way, and Washington will miss. Good box out there by Villanueva.
And what a luxury here for Coach Ato Agustin. I mean, he replaces backcourt, not just one of them, but both of them. And you can't really say that naging inferior ang quality ng kanyang backcourt, no? But here's Mark Kagiwa. What a strong start. Maganda yung hugot at decision ni Coach Joseph Chico to start Kagiwa in this game.
And this is perhaps the strong start that Ginebra eagerly wanted in today's must-win game, and Mark Kagiwa starting and having 6 points in the opening period.
It was good to see the guys, how they responded after Game 1's win. It was a team effort. Everybody was on the same page and knowing that how important this game was for us to win. The series isn't over. Still got to get 2 more wins, rest up, and come back for Sunday's game.
Now Washington, matter-of-factly summing up what they've done to Ginebra in the last 2 games. You know, I know that Cabagnot is like public enemy number 1 sa barangay, no? But you know, Washington really is their biggest foe, their biggest nemesis in this series.
Kumbaga siya yung Al Capone, public enemy number 1. Si Cabagnot siguro sa kalibre ni Babyface Nelson o kaya John Dillinger, yan.
Or siyempre, mas pansin kasi, no? Yung mas angat na angat yung nagawa ni Alex Cabagnot in game number 1. And he's such a threat down the stretch of close games.
But I'll tell you, one reason why Cabagnot is also able to get away for those buzzer-beater game-clinching shots is because the defense of Barangay Ginebra is also keyed on Jay Washington. So they're not really able to put too much pressure on any one guy because there are other players out there like Ontiveros, Jay Washington, like that guy who just took a shot, Danny Siegel. Those guys are all potential weapons for San Miguel Beer.
Well, we have a lot of veterans on the floor right now. Eric Benk is in para sa Ginebra. And then Daniel Defonso, and as we mentioned, Danny Siegel now part of this game as well. Pull up ni Miranda, no go. Rebound, Danny I. And here's Siegel. Siegel twirls. Siegel fires. He scores.
What about the composure of Danny Siegel? I mean, he was under fire that time. So many defenders trying to put pressure on him, but Siegel still making the shot.
And this is the gambit. Not starting Willie Miller, inserting him in the second unit to provide more firepower for their bench.
And I also think that it's a smart move on the part of Coach Joseph Chico. I think Miller is a little too pressured to be able to deliver as soon as possible when he starts for a team. And now at least he has a little bit time to relax on the bench before he's able to pour on the points.
And there's a foul in the backcourt committed by Joseph Yo.
Now, remember what I was saying kanina, Miko, about those 2 useless fouls given up by San Miguel, that's going to catch up to them. Well, San Miguel is in the penalty situation right now. Penalty na nga ba? Yes, penalty. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. And Ginebra is going to take free throws. So again, because of yung useless fouls, no, it caught up to San Miguel, and Barangay Ginebra is going to capitalize.
And the Big Dome unveils the Big Cube, the biggest indoor LED installation in the country, custom built from the United States from the makers of the same LED scoreboard of the Miami Heat and the Orlando Magic. No matter how far you are seated, you still get front row experience. The Big Cube at the Big Dome, only inside the Araneta Coliseum.
I was just talking to Ines Enriquez, who's the head of marketing of Uniprom and a spokesman for the Araneta Group. He said it took 5 days and 12 men to install this huge device up the rafters, and they were working 24 hours round the clock.
Tama yun. Kasi that was the same time it took para ma-install yung akin sa kwarto. Ganun na ganun din.
You know, you might be inviting people to come to your house to watch games.